Greetings everyone, and welcome to my Python course. In this video we are going to talk about for loop in Python. Loops helps us iterate over sequences or perform a set of actions repeatedly. Let's make an example in order to understand. Fruits equal to apple, orange, and banana. For fruit in fruits, and then colon, and then enter, print fruit. Let's run our code. As we can see, the output is apple, orange, and banana. But we got the outcome as 3 different lines: apple alone, orange alone, and then banana alone. As we can see, we have a list of fruits that contains 3 different fruits: apple, orange, and banana. And then we use the for loop to iterate through the list and print each fruit's name alone. So in the first iteration, the loop assigns apple to the fruit variable, and the print fruit prints apple to the console. In the second iteration, it assigns orange to fruit, and the print fruit prints orange. In the third iteration, it assigns banana to fruit, and the print fruit prints banana. In summary, this code demonstrates how to use a for loop to iterate through a list of items, fruits in our case, and perform a specific action, printing each fruit's name for each item in the list. It's a fundamental concept in Python and programming in general for automating repetitive tasks. We can also print all fruits in the same line by using the int parameter in the print function. So instead of writing print fruit, we can also write comma, and then int, and then equal to, and then we put 2 quotes. Let's run our code. As we can see, we got apple, orange, and banana in the same line. But here there is a problem. There is no spaces between apple, orange, and banana. So inside int, here in these 2 quotes, we can add space. And then let's run our code again. As you can see, we got the apple and then space, and orange and then space, and then banana and then space. We can also put any item inside int. For example, we can add star. Let's run our code. As you can see, we got apple and then a star, orange, space star, banana, space star, and space. Because here we put space and then the star and then space again. Indentation is a fundamental concept in Python and many other programming languages. In Python, indentation is used to define blocks of code, such as loops, conditionals, functions, and classes. So here, this space is called the indentation space. The level of indentation indicates the scope of code that belongs to a particular block. In the context of a for loop, indentation is crucial for structuring the loop correctly. So be sure that you put the indentation space before running your loop, or even for conditional statements, such as if condition. If you want to know how important is the indentation space in the for loop, we can now try to run our code without this indentation space. Let's now run our code. As you can see, we got an indentation error. Expected an indented block after for statement on line 2. So here, because we didn't put our indentation space, we got an indentation error. We can make it by putting 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3, and 4. As you can see, the print word converted from the red color to the green color. Let's run our code. As you can see, we got our outcome again. And we also can make the indentation space by tab button. Tab, shift enter. As you can see, we got our outcome again. Now let's make another example to make it easier to understand. Lista 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then for x in lista, column, enter, print x. As you can see, we got an outcome of the items in our list, which is lister. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Firstly, we created our list, which is called lister, from 1 to 9. This list serves as the data that we want to iterate through using the for loop. And then, for x in lister, this line starts a for loop. In Python, a for loop, as we said before, is used to iterate through a sequence. In this case, the lister, which is our list. It iterates over each element of the list, and during each iteration, it assigns the current element's value to the variable x. I would like here also to mention that the variable x can be any name, so we can say for potato in lister, print potato, or for unicorn in lister, print unicorn, and then print x. Within the loop, this line is indented as we mentioned before while we make indentation, indicating that its part for the loop prints the value of the variable x to the console, and during each iteration of the loop, it prints the current value of x, which is an element from the lister, which is our list. So in the first iteration, x would be 1, and print x would print 1 to the console. In the second iteration, x would be 2, and print x will print 2, and so on. This process continues for each element in the list until the loop has iterated through all of them. Now let's go for an advanced level. We can use for loop to iterate through a list of numbers from 1 to 9, filtering and printing even and odd numbers separately. We will do that by modulus operator. We explained before what is modulus. As a fast reminder, the modulus operator is used to calculate the remainder of a division operation between two numbers. So the modulus operator calculates the remainder of a division operation. For example, 7 modulus 3 equals 1, because when 7 is divided by 3, the remainder is 1. So 7 modulus, which is a percentage simple, and then 3, it gives us 1. We use number and then modulus 2. We are checking whether the number is evenly divisible by 2. If the remainder is 0, then the number is even. But if the remainder is not 0, then the number is odd. Now let's make an example to make it easier to understand. For x in lister, and then we will make an if condition. If x modulus 2 equals 0, then print x. Let's run our code. As you can see from our list, we extracted only the even numbers, which are 2, 4, 6, and 8. As we know, our list is the numbers from 1 to 9. And then for x in lister, this line starts a for loop, just like in the previous code. And then x modulus 2 equals 0. Inside the loop, there is an if statement. This checks if the current value of x is even. The condition x modulus 2 equals 0. This checks if the remainder of x divided by 2 is equal to 0, which is a common way to test for even numbers. And then we print x. If the condition in the if statement is true, meaning x is even, this line will be executed and it will print the even numbers to the console. We can also extract only the odd numbers from our list. For x in lister, and then if x modulus 2 equal 1, and then print x. As you can see, we extracted only the odd numbers, which are 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9, because here we told Python if the remainder equal 1, then extract these numbers, and we know the remainder is always 1 in case if we have an odd numbers. But if the remainder is 0, then we know that it's for the even numbers. We can also extract the odd numbers by writing for x in list also, and then if x modulus 2 not equal to 0, then print x. As you can see, here we told Python if the number modulus 2 doesn't equal to 0, which is not an even number, then print this number, which is print x. Not only lists that we can iterate through, but we can also iterate through tuples, sets, and dictionaries. For example, set 1 equal to, then we make curly brackets, 1, 2, and 3. And then for x in set 1, print x. As you can see, we got 1, 2, and 3. We iterated through our set. Also for tuple. Tuple 1 equal 1, 2, 3, and 4. For x in tuple 1, print x. As you can see, we got 1, 2, 3, and 4. In addition, we can also iterate through dictionaries. B equal to A 1, and then B to 2, C to 3, and then for x in D, print x. But here Python will print the keys or the values of the dictionary. Let's run our code. As you can see, when we iterate through a dictionary, Python only prints the keys as its default Python print keys. We can also write for x in d.keys and then print x. As you can see, when we write d, which is the name of our dictionary, dot keys and then parentheses, print x, Python will print only the keys, because here we required from Python only keys. But what if we want to print the values? Then for x in d.values, and then print x. As you can see, only in the case that we wrote d.values, Python only will print the values. So we have 1, 2, and 3. In addition, we can tell Python to print the keys and values. In this case, we have to write for x and y. X here is representing the keys and y representing the values. In D, which is the name of our dictionary, dot. Here we will not write dot keys or dot values, but we will write dot items. And then print x and y, which is x, comma, y. As you can see, Python printed x and y. X is the key, which is a, and then the value y, which is 1. After that, the key b, and the value of b is 2. And then finally, c, and the value of c, which is 3. We can also make it like that for x and y in the dot items, print x, and then we can put our string and then y. As you can see, we got a, which is the key, and then our string, which is equal, and the greater sign, and then y, and then b, equal, greater sign 2, and so on. We can also use enumerate function with dictionaries to get both the index and the key value pair. For example, for index key in enumerate, and then d dot items, print index and key. As you can see, we got 0, 1, and 2. In the position of 0, we have the key A and the value of 1. And in the index position 1, we have P as key and 2 as value, and so on. Lastly, in Python, the range function is used in for loops to generate a sequence of numbers. So instead of writing list equal to 1, 2, 3, and so on, we can only write for I in range 10, and then print I. As you can see, we got the numbers from 0 to 9 because we wrote for I in range 10. So the all numbers from 0 to 10 will be displayed on the console without the numbers that we wrote, which is 10. So if we want numbers from 1 to 9, then we have to write for I in range, and then from 1 to 10, print I. As you can see, we got the numbers from 1 to 9. In addition, we can also use the start, stop, and step method. For I in range 1 to 10, and then we make step by 2 numbers, then print I. As you can see, we extracted only the odd numbers, because here we told Python that we want to display the numbers from 1 to 10 and exclude 10. So it's from 1 to 9. But we also told Python to make stepping by 2. So Python print 1 and then exclude 2 and then print 3. After printing 3, Python exclude 4. After printing 5, Python exclude 6. After printing 7, Python exclude 8. And then Python prints 9. We can also make stepping by 3. So for I in range, and then 1 to 10, stepping by 3, then print I. As you can see, Python printed 1, and then executed 2 and 3, and printing 4, excluding 5 and 6, and then print 7, and then executing 8 and 9. Thanks for watching. If you find this content valuable and you would like to see more, please show your support by hitting the like button. Your likes helps us reach more viewers who might benefit from this content. If you have any questions or suggestions, please feel free to leave a comment in the section below. Your feedback is highly appreciated, and it helps us improve. Don't forget to subscribe for more informative content. Until next time, happy analyzing.